In Chapter 4, Subterranean Tussle, our friends dive headfirst into the battle with the Yonkeg and several undead. When their foes are destroyed, the party journeys onward into the burrow and discovers a large hole in the cavern's wall.
Can I walk up to the hole and just kind of like crouch down and see what's in there?
Sort of take a peek in, and it seems to be arranged as a kind of lecture hall or theater. It's no more than 30 by 30, this sort of room. And there's a number of wooden chairs strewn about. And at the far end of the room from where you're standing, there's like a stage area. It's raised a little bit, and there's a bench up at the front. So it looked like there was a bunch of chairs and then a sort of stage area.
Can any of us fit through it?
It's big enough. Yeah, you could definitely fit through it.
Wondering what this underground building is, the group follows a hallway and inspects other rooms, such as a mess hall and mass sleeping quarters. One room not only contains a teleportation circle, but a man, dagger in hand, standing over a dying man. Safira shoots an arrow to disarm the man, only to discover that it's an illusion. The true murderer then reveals himself.
And stepping out from the side, a man comes out and stabs Erland, who's standing there.
The villain barricades the party from the room with a magical wall, activates the teleportation circle, steps through the portal onto a beach, and closes the portal. With no way of pursuing the man, our friends continue exploring. They open a trapped door where a glyph of warding curses Graven, but also reveals a room holding a machine similar to the one our travelers found under the fountain at the festival.
This seems to be the same circumstances that we found with the fountain.
Yes.
The same sort of machinery.
What are the odds that
transportation circle?
the man who just went through the transportation circle was the man we were looking for?
There's at least a man, or maybe one of the men or people who were sleeping here, listening to lectures, by whom, I'm not sure.
Well, if he was sleeping here, who's the guy that's dead on the floor? Hoping to find an exit from the underground, the friends climb up a ladder and find themselves in a vacant house in the Rose District, a wealthier area of Orange Chupa. Concerned that this house is a front for unwholesome business, Orba and Graven try to convince the group to turn around and exit the burrow the way they came.
What is
Orba!
it?
You said it's leading outside, right?
Yes.
You can see the outside, but yes.
And you also said that people were just up there. Do you think that they would probably linger to see who's leaving their house that hasn't been invited in, and therefore would be able to identify us later?
It doesn't seem
It
like
doesn't
they
matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? Instead, Erland walks out the front door while Safira and Beezaura sneak out a window. Paranoid, Graven and Orba head back through the underground to report their findings to Fusard, only to be greeted with tragic news.
Please, give the men some space, please. The threat is believed to be neutralized, but we should not relax just yet.
Is that Facade? Is that Administrator Facade? Is he all right?
I am afraid Administrator Facade did not make it. He was a very powerful wizard, but our troops were spread very thin, and he was ambushed.
Beezaura lingers in the Rose District, casing the empty house. She follows two men that stop in front of the house and proceed to an affluent inn, Fable's Repose. Beezaura rests for the night on the bench outside the inn, only to be interrupted by a man with a broom.
What do you want?
No loitering!
It's only a couple hours. It's
And he
late.
hits you with the broom.
Get off me.
You can't loiter outside Fable's Repose. It's for respectable folk.
You don't even know me.
I do by looking at you.
And who are you, Mr. Respectable?
Well, I run Fable's Repose, so what do you think that makes me?
Orba, Safira, Graven, and Erland reunite for dinner at the Dancing Clam Inn and call it a night, but not before Orba privately writes a letter to an unknown recipient about her recent adventures. As odd as I feel consorting with such colorful creatures, I do feel grateful for their protection. As long as I'm protected, so is the item. I will also take this opportunity to boast that I helped defeat a vicious beast with my spells. You would have been proud. And she stops and crosses out proud, and she says, you would have been pleased. What's the deal with that underground building? Will Graven be able to cure his curse? Will Safira go more than 4 hours without ale? Find out next time at Tabletop Notch.